Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for a very special Search Engine Journal webinar. I'm Heather Campbell, and I'll be your moderator today. This is the first SEJ webinar I've had the pleasure of moderating, and I'm so excited to be sitting here with Jessica Cromwell, our Director of Sales here at SEJ. As marketers, we all know that driving the right leads is one of our most challenging jobs. But if marketers are your target audience, you're definitely in the right place. SEJ can help you get in front of marketers to generate awareness, generate leads, and even build some authority for your brand. Today, we're going to talk about ways you can get in front of our engaged group of marketers, from SMBs to enterprise and agencies to in-house. Jess, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica Cromwell. As Heather said, I direct sales here at Search Engine Journal. I've been with the company for 8 years. Wow, so I've got to watch it grow a lot. And yeah, just excited to be here today. And this is a first for us in terms of doing a public presentation like this on our sales advertising. Usually, I do one-on-one demos with prospective advertisers and existing advertisers. So just kind of creating this casual space here for me to share all this information about what we can do for your company. And then, of course, if you have any questions and want to connect later, I'm here for you. So.
Good deal. So we'll go over some quick housekeeping tips, and then I'm going to give it to Jess to go through all of the good stuff that she's got planned for you today. If you've ever attended one of our webinars, you'll know that we try to make them interactive, engaging, and educational, and today's will be no different. So if during this demo you have any questions or comments, please put them in the questions box at the bottom of your screen. And as you're taking in this information, feel free to ask for further clarification. We'll also do our best to answer questions during the presentation, and we'll have a full Q&A afterwards at the end. So after this webinar, please stick around for a short survey. It should take 2 minutes or so, and this information will help us gauge what works and how we can make SEJ webinars more useful for you. And lastly, you'll receive this full recording of the demo later today if you want to share it with a colleague or maybe your boss, or use it to refer when it's time for campaign planning. So that's enough for me. Without any further delay, let's get to it. Jess, it's all yours.
Thanks, girl. Cool. So the goal for today is to give you a good overview of the advertising products that we offer as they relate to specific marketing goals. I will dig into our processes a little bit as well to give you some insight into what it's like to work with us and our team, and then show you how we can help you grow your business by generating leads, raising awareness of your brand, and helping to position you as an authority figure in the digital marketing industry. So a little bit about us. We've been creating and publishing content since 2003, so that would be 18 years. Wow. At this point, our team has grown to 21 amazing individuals peppered all over the world, working hard and dedicated to putting out resources that are truly impactful, educational, and supportive of the many, many hundreds of thousands of marketers coming to our site on a regular basis, looking to connect with each other and learn so that they can grow in their careers and build successful businesses themselves. And then, so when it comes to our advertisers, we see their connection with our audience as very symbiotic and an integral piece to their success, being that our audience needs the tools and services that our advertisers, provide so that they can achieve their goals. So with that, we work very closely with our advertisers to deliver the highest quality products and educational experiences that we can. Oops. So here's a look at our audience and a few of our core audience personas. Now, the majority of the content we produce focuses on SEO, and of course, we also cover many other digital marketing topics such as content marketing, paid search, and social media, just to name a few. So of the many, many marketers coming to the site, a large chunk of them are going to be that in-house agency SEO. And then we have our sort of general digital marketer with 2 to 5 years experience in the industry. And then finally, our executive marketer who's been in the space for a long time. All of these folks connected to the decision-making process in some way when it comes to influencing or determining purchase decisions. So for companies looking to advertise with us for the first time, these are some common pain points we hear from those companies. One, that they haven't been able to find a lead generation source that gets them targeted, high intent leads that end up converting into solid business for them. Also, staying top of mind in competitive industries with effective brand awareness campaigns, which we all know as marketers are challenging to track and measure. And then something else I hear often pertains to workload and resource restrictions. So not having the bandwidth to produce really effective campaigns that do what they need them to do. And so this is where we come in to help solve those problems and build that bridge between brands like yours and our loyal community of digital marketers. Again, by working closely with you, the advertiser, to troubleshoot any marketing challenges and create campaigns that are going to be effective, impactful, and designed to help you achieve your goals and ultimately to increase revenue for your company. And so we offer a wide range of products that support any marketing goal you might have, be it brand awareness, lead generation, driving traffic to your website or landing pages, authority building, thought leadership, customer retention, you name it. And on top of all of that, every campaign comes equipped with our amazing team to help you along the way. So before I dive in to all of the products and services, or excuse me, all the products that we have available to you and what they can do for you, I just want to take some time to introduce you to Shop SEJ. This is our online marketplace for all things search engine journal advertising. On this site, you can see examples of everything that we offer, as well as review specs and deliverables that would be involved with each of the various campaigns. You can also check inventory availability here, and this is where most of you will go to secure orders when you're ready to book that advertising. And for those bigger buys, like $75,000 and up, we typically do a traditional IO. Otherwise, the majority of the purchases will come through Shop SEJ. So making it really convenient and easy for you to just go in there, check and see what's available, and then secure those orders. So I'm actually going to hop into a different screen just because I want to show you what exactly Shop SEJ looks like and how to navigate it. So there we go. Cool. So here we are. This is Shop SEJ. And as you can see up here in the nav, go here, you'll be able to see all the products that we have, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and click on our dedicated email, one of our most popular products. You can see here, we have all of the specs listed on this page. You can see what's involved with the campaign, what timelines look like, and then you can click this button here to view an example of what what your email might look like. And we have a few different templates to choose from here, and actually I'll get into those details in down a few slides later. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. You can also click choose date to see availability and what we have available for you to fill your pipelines, get your campaigns all set up, and then once you're ready, just add to shopping cart. I recommend setting up an account here, and then that will put you on our monthly newsletter list for our advertisers, where we keep you updated on any new products that we're rolling out, any new inventory that comes available, and then just kind of update you on all things SEJ advertising. So that's Shop SEJ. I'm going to hop back where it was before. Cool. Okay, so first product I'm going to talk to you about is our takeover. So these are one of our most popular products. They sell out very quickly. In fact, all of our 2022 takeover inventory just sold out this morning. But I'm gonna go ahead and share it with you anyway, just because it is a really effective campaign, and just put it on your radar for the future. So this essentially is a display ad campaign that is across the entire site. It includes various ad placements, including an overlay or the pop-up entrance pop up. And on average, we see about 1.35 million impressions over the advertising period for this, and then 2,500 clicks. And that would be over a week period. So these packages are sold in weekly increments. These are great for brand awareness and staying top of mind, but also for driving traffic to your website that you can convert into business, of course. And then we have our webinars. So webinars are also another very popular product that we sell, and these are great for lead generation. But also they are a great hybrid as well of brand awareness and thought leadership. We promote them across the website, across SEJ, in various banner ad placements, on the pop-up, on social media, in articles that we publish, as well as, I already mentioned social, and then custom paid social campaigns as well. So we'll work with you to figure out what your target ideal customer looks like. We'll plug that criteria into our campaigns to ensure that we're really going after the leads that you want to get the right butts in seats, so to speak. And then again, work very closely with you throughout this campaign. So we would start by doing a kickoff call to brainstorm that topic, figure out what the criteria is, your goals, all that good stuff, and then work with you throughout the process while you create the content. We do a run through with you. So a little bit of more involvement than other things, but the outcome has been very successful for a lot of our advertisers. So about 78% of our sponsored webinars have been with repeat advertisers, meaning they've sponsored at least 2 webinars with us. You also get the opportunity to install your pixel on any applicable sponsorship pages here too. So this is great if you are running any retargeting campaigns. So it would be your Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter pixel. We would install those on those pages so that you can retarget that traffic in your own campaigns outside of SEJ. And we do offer that feature in some of our other advertisements as well. On average, our webinars get about 1,200 registrations, and we see about a 19% attendance rate. This can vary by topic, so it will depend. And then we supply, as soon as the webinar closes, we give you all the leads, all the registration information, all the attendee information, any questions they asked during the webinar, poll questions, any profiling questions that we might have asked, that all gets delivered to you as soon as possible after the close of the webinar so that you can plug those into your pipelines and start converting those leads. And some actual leads from past webinars include SEO Director Manager at Gucci, SEO Director Manager at Western Financial Group, SEO Professional at IKEA, Marketing Director Manager at Century Bank, Paid Search Professional at Mont Blanc, Marketing Professional at Deloitte. So a lot of great brands on there, yeah, it's a really great product. It's one of my favorites, actually.
I think that's a great point. So
yeah.
Flip back to that webinar for just one second. So, I mean, I think you've, mentioned some of the, the titles that we've had, but what about some of the recent deal closings that we've heard? So one of our sponsors just came and let us know that they closed Zoom Info from one of our webinars as a client, and somebody else came back and said that they are in close works with Monday.com right now, which is similar to Asana. So, I mean, it's really cool to see some of those big brands and those big names come in. So, that's what our advertisers could expect on one of our webinars.
Yeah, and I think what's great about our webinars too is that we do them live, and the sponsor is on video like I am right now. So what that does is it really helps increase the connection with the lead, right? The attendee who's watching. So it helps to personalize your brand. They get to put a face to your brand. And then we also work very hard to make them very engaging too. So really trying to create, that educational, engaging experience with them and really build that connection between the lead and the advertiser. And I think all of those things really make for a very successful conversion process later when you take all those leads and give them to your sales team, right? Because we are providing such a great experience, I think, for the audience. That all comes into play when you go to do your follow-up with them. And so what I hear a lot is that advertisers are able to convert leads relatively quickly with these webinars. So yeah,
that's great. Thanks.
For sure. Okay, cool. So ebook sponsorships. So these are another great lead generation option. And better yet, if you are looking for something with a little less lift. So we produce one ebook each month throughout the year. And we recruit the writers for that, and we do the design and we do the promotion. So it is an SEJ ebook. Now we make these available for sponsors to sponsor exclusively, or we also, if nobody takes the exclusive sponsorship, then we will open it up to 3 non-competing companies to contribute to the guide, sponsor the guide. And with that, inclusions would be a full page ad in the guide, as well as an opportunity to write an article or contribute a chapter in the guide. So the sponsor therefore would work closely with our editorial team to figure out what that topic is going to look like, how it's going to align with the ebook. And so really helping to position you as an authority, right? As a thought leader within the ebook. And so, but with that, if that's not something that, you don't want to contribute the article, or you don't have the bandwidth to do, that's totally fine. It's optional. So some of our advertisers will do that. Like they want the leads, that's what they're after, but maybe the webinar is just a little too much work for them, or they aren't native English speakers, so they're not comfortable in front of the camera, or whatever it may be. The ebook is another great option because it does give you that opportunity to just not have to produce so much for it, right? And so and then of course part of the sponsorship is the lead delivery too. So we publish these once a month, and then we promote the ebook on the website to generate leads over a 4-week run. Each advertiser or the exclusive advertiser will get a Google spreadsheet that will be updated live in real time as the leads are being downloaded, so that you can immediately follow up with those leads. So there's no waiting for any of that information. And on average, we see about 3,300 downloads within 4 weeks of publication. However, our last few ebooks have been doing quite well. They've been going over 4,000. I want to say the last one, Core Web Vitals, did about 4,600, I believe, in a 4-week run. And so no guarantees on the leads here, but you get everything that comes in. And I have advertisers who typically, like our webinars, they book in volume. So are mostly repeat customers here too.
Yeah, and I think one of the important things to kind of point out for ebooks is that it's almost what you would call a, air quotes, coffee table piece, right? Because these are how-to guides. So these aren't just in a 10-page ebook that somebody's going to read and then just kind of put to the side. These are, reference books that people will refer to because they have a lot of how-to. So they're going to, show them how to do specific marketing tactics, or, how to get in and run a campaign. So, they definitely have some staying power and will keep your brand in front of our readers.
Yeah, I think staying power is a great way to describe it, for sure. Yeah. Cool. So next up is our dedicated emails. These are another popular product. In fact, more than 50% of our 2022 inventory is already sold out on these. So if dedicated emails are part of your marketing strategy, if they work for you, I would definitely not wait too long to secure those for next year. And so these, of course, it's a dedicated message sent to our full list of subscribers. On average, we see about a 16% open rate, a 6% open to click rate. And then we have, we work closely with you to make sure that the messaging is, again, aligned with what your goals are, that it's going to capture the attention of our readers. And so we'll work with you on testing out subject lines. We can even A/B test the message itself. So we know as marketers how important it is to do stuff like that. So, we like to give you the opportunity to do that kind of testing if that is something that you're interested in too. And then we have 5 different templates that we choose from, kind of a really nice best practices guide that we put together. And so we'll just kind of go based off that. And actually, let's see, I'll hop back over to the website and just kind of show you some examples. So this one from CallRail You can see their image up here, obviously their logo, their message, their call to action, and then all of our disclosures at the bottom of the page. This one here from this particular advertiser was promoting a book that he had self-published and was selling on Amazon. And then we have this one here as well, so a little bit different in formatting. And then we could do pure text as well. So if you wanted to do more of like a letter format, we can do that too. Okay. Awesome. And then our audience loves downloadable resources, studies, reports, I mean, anything with lots of data pretty much. So those are great for promoting via our dedicated emails. And then also, if you've got any events coming up or webinars, conferences, they're great for that. And then of course, if you're running any specials, discounted services, or extended trials, those work well too. And then another email format we have for advertisers is our weekly newsletter ads. So we have a weekly newsletter that gets sent to our weekly newsletter list Monday through Friday. This advertisement is sold in weekly sponsorships, and it's great for brand awareness and driving traffic to your landing pages. On average, we see about 330,000 impressions per week on this, to about a 25% open rate and a CTR of 0.1%. And then our sponsored posts. So sponsored posts, these are great for building authority, brand awareness, capitalizing on the strong positive brand association that SEJ has. A lot of our advertisers who do the sponsored articles find success in ranking in top positions of Google search for their targeted keywords. So it's a great strategy for that as well. And then, like the rest of our campaigns, we work very closely with you on this. There's a couple different formats we have, and I want to show you. So I'm kind of, Heather, is it annoying that I keep toggling back and forth?
No, I actually find that it's helpful because then it gives a better visual, you know, 'cause sometimes the screens are kind of small. I think it's,
Yeah.
nice seeing that format, and then, they get a little more familiar with the website anyway if they've not spent too much time there.
Good deal. So we have two different formats on this. Now you can publish the article as if it were a post, just like any other post on the site. So that's what you see here on the screen. I just went to Shop SEJ, I went to sponsored article, I clicked to sample, and that's what I'm looking at here. So as you can see, yeah, it looks like any other post that would be published on the site. We do remove all the display ads on this page to avoid any ad blockers, or excuse me, to really focus on your piece, right? So you'll see our information in the nav, of course, and then in the right sidebar, our internal stuff, but there's no display ads anywhere here competing for attention. And then the other option would be to do the cover story format. So the difference here, obviously, it's visually very different. The nav bar looks different. You still have the SEJ logo here up at the top and the share buttons. But as you scroll through, you can see that the visuals are very compelling. There's a lot of white space, which really focuses on your content. There's nothing in the right sidebar, no other ads competing for your attention. We have nice, beautiful call outs and then a big call to action at the bottom of the post. And then with these, you also have the opportunity to hire us to write the content. And so again, going back to that, limited resources, low bandwidth kind of thing. If you just don't have the resources to get this content out yourself and write the post that way, then you can hire us to do that for you. On average, we see about 4,000 reads within 2 weeks after publication and about a 6.5% CTR on these. So here's a look at our current rates. I won't sit here and regurgitate everything that's on the screen, but just so you know, all of this information is available to you on anytime at Shop SEJ.
Perfect, Jess, thanks. That was one of the questions that Mendel actually had, was if we were going to get to pricing on the webinars. So there you go, Mendel. There's your 12,500 for each, but we do have it at CPL pricing available upon request. So happy to talk through that too.
Yeah, so the webinars are, the rate is all encompassing. So again, we don't our base rate includes all the leads, so we don't guarantee any minimums or maximums. But if you are looking for specific leads, with specific profilers, then we can work with you on special pricing for that too. But generally, all of our advertisers opt for the rate that gets them the high volume of leads typically. So. Cool. So as they say, the proof is in the pudding. So here's a few testimonials from some of our advertisers. Common sentiments being that our team is really easy to work with and really tries to make the advertising experience as stress-free as possible. And then that our audience is very relevant, large, and engaged. So really contributing to the success of those campaigns, and that our lead generation efforts offer high volume and strong conversion rates, like we talked about before. So that's about it for all of our products. I just want to give you guys some updates on what's happening next. So since our inventory is selling out so fast these days, we're just constantly looking for new ways that we can serve our advertisers. We want to be able to help you with those campaigns. So if you have an idea for something custom, we'd love to hear it. Feel free to email me directly, throw something at us wherever. And then some things we have come up with in the works that we're currently testing. So being that our webinars have been so successful, we're looking at ways to just improve them even more. And one of the ideas we came up with was to host a double feature or second live showing of the first webinar in order to increase registrations, also increase attendees, and just get you more leads. And so what that looks like is we typically host our webinars on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific. If you opted for the double feature showing, then you would do a second live showing of that same webinar the next day. And then we work with you on the time that is best for your goals. So if you're looking to get in front of maybe companies in the UK, then we could do that at an earlier hour that's more appealing to those leads. Same thing if you wanted to get in front of maybe more folks on the East Coast of the US, then we would do that earlier in the morning as well. So some benefits there. And so far the tests look really good. We've seen about, I think a 10% increase in registrations and then about a 30% increase in attendance, because if folks if they happen to miss the first day, then they're still able to attend the second day, which is great because we find that the attendees just make for a higher intent lead that tends to convert better than a registration. And then our webinars, these are sold out for this year, but we do have some opportunities for you guys to sponsor webinars that SEJ will be producing and hosting. So I think next available, actually I have an advertiser that's just about to book the October one, but we should have, we'll have one in November and one in December. So it'll include a lot of the same things that the existing webinar sponsorship includes. The main difference would be that, we would control the content. Obviously you wouldn't sponsor it unless it made sense for your brand, and then we would present it as well. But we would work you into the presentation, mention your company, and then of course you would get to get those leads at the end of it too. And then we also are working on some really cool reports. So we'll be rolling out our State of SEO report this September. And this one is it's already been sold, but essentially I'll just tell you about it anyway because we're likely going to do more of these in the future. So this is more of a long-term lead gen campaign. So what we did was we surveyed our audience, received a couple thousand responses, and then are using all of that data to produce a really amazing report that's just full of stats, really backed by tons of data, and just making it really attractive for people to cite in their presentations, share on social media, pass around the office, all that good stuff. And then with this, we are offering the exclusive sponsor a 6-month run of lead generation, followed by a 6-month run of content licensing so that they can take that piece after we've done the initial lead gen run and deliver those first set of 1,000 leads from the select geos, and then they'll be able to take that piece and then use it in their own campaigns on their own website for the next 6 months to continue bringing in leads for their company. And so we're looking at maybe rolling out an e-commerce guide in February, March. I have a few advertisers that are already kind of banging down my door there. So if that's something you're interested in, reach out, let me know as soon as possible. And then just stay in touch with us in our newsletter because we'll probably, if we're going to continue doing it into the future, roll out new ones, then that's where we'll send you updates. And then last thing is that our 2022 inventory will be available for all of our non-existing advertisers to book starting on August 1st. So make sure, don't miss that. So once that date comes, everything will be open on the shop for 2022 for you guys to grab. And again, keep in mind that our inventory does go super fast. Dedicated emails, I think more than half our inventory is already gone. Takeovers have already sold out. So yeah, I wouldn't wait long to make those plans. And that's it. So, covered a lot of stuff here. I feel like I need more water. My mouth's a little dry. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. Here's my email, jessica@searchenginejournal.com. And then, happy to set up some time with you one-on-one so that we can go over your specific goals and how we can help.
Jess, that was great. And you covered a whole lot of information in about 34 minutes. So, some of the questions that, we didn't get a lot of questions today, but that's okay. So let's talk through some of the questions that that you typically might get from an advertiser. And let's start with webinars because, personally, I'm involved in a lot of our webinars and I can see how engaged the audience is. And, it's more than a one-way conversation for our sponsors. And I think that that's the important thing. Very much like we asked for questions today, during our sponsored webinars, we get a lot of questions, sometimes more than we can handle at the end of the Q&A. And that's a great way for our sponsors to follow up with those attendees. So just wanted to throw that in there, but let's talk, from your experience, what is probably if they're looking for lead gen, what is the best product or products that we have for lead gen?
I mean, I would definitely say the webinars, just because they are such a great hybrid. They cover a lot of bases. You're getting that lead gen piece, but then there's also the brand awareness and all the promotion that we do, right? And this webinar is presented by X company with Search Engine Journal. There's a personal branding component too for the person who is presenting the webinar. So it's great if you're looking to put your CEO in the spotlight, for example, and get more attention on them. And then we make them very engaging, very educational. Our audience loves that. So all of that, that positive, memorable experience that we create really helps to up the level of the intent of those leads, and just really helps for conversions later.
Yeah, and even though, like you said, webinars are somewhat intensive for our sponsors because they do have to put, a complete presentation and deck and everything together. There's options for them, for us to help with that, but it's one way for them to be a thought leader in their space. So great. So let's talk through maybe sponsored articles. And I know you touched on it a little bit, but let's say a sponsor comes and they want to do an article, and they've got an idea for, a theme and how they kind of want it to play out. What would the process look like if they hired us to do the writing for them?
Yeah, good question. So we would essentially, huddle either an email or preferably in a call. So we'll pull in the writer of the piece. and then focus on your team, and we'll talk about what your goals are for the article. We might even pull in our editor, and sometimes you, Ms. Heather, to just talk about what we're seeing that's resonating a lot with our readers for that time, and what we think, would just work really well for what your goals are, who you're going after, and then what our readers are really attracted to at the moment. And so yeah, we do that initial kickoff call, figure out all those things. We also we have a brief as well, so like you'll fill in those details beforehand so that we can come to that call really prepared and really make it an efficient use of time. And then after that, the writer just goes off and does their thing. Sometimes if it's a product, they might need access to the product, and so they'll spend some time with it, and might need someone from the sponsors team to give them a demo and just show certain features that they might want to showcase in it. But of course, whilst keeping the content very educational, very informative, rather than being super salesy. And then, we go through the kind of editing process. After that first draft comes in, we send it to the advertiser for review, and then do a couple rounds of edits before we put it into the system, and then let you see exactly what it's going to look like before it gets published.
Perfect. So I think one of the big takeaways is, that we want to leave our attendees with, and the ones who watch this on demand, is that, we really do want to be a partner, right? We're not just going to, take your money for the ads that you've purchased and just kind of, okay, here's your deadlines, let's meet them. Our team really does, and that was one of the first webinars that I moderated, and I heard the I'm sorry, the sponsor was like, it really was a white glove handling, because we walk them through everything, so it's not just a quick one and done. We do try to be a partner. So I think that's one of our big takeaways. So yeah, with
For
that,
sure.
Jess, is there anything else that you want to have our attendees to walk away with today?
I mean, I'll just add to what you said. We really, really are focused on, we want to provide really amazing content for our audience. And part of that includes the advertiser content that comes out, so wanting to keep it on the same level, essentially. And so just really worked hard to have all those processes set up so that we can do that, which is why we work so closely with our advertisers, and just want to make it great for them, make sure you're hitting your goals, but then also make it great for our audience too, because like I said before, it's a very symbiotic relationship, it all serves each other. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. So with that, Jess, this has definitely been one of my favorite webinars that we've done yet. So I'm excited, to get this out in everybody's hands. And again, there's all of the details for Jess to book a meeting with her. Check out shopsej.com for all of our inventory that will be open on August 1st. And with that, I think we'll bid you farewell. Jess, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Have a great day,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.